But there's a difference between Pat Pete and Josh Norman. Josh Norman, when he went to Washington, it's like, oh, we need you to play man. The guy can't play man. It matters. At some point, this shit matters. You have to be able to do it all if you're going to be a great player. Rashawn Slater, can he be good? Sure. But you're not drafting a guy in the first round to be good. You're drafting him to be great. What's up, everybody? I'm Max from the Max and One Cast. I'm joined by my illustrious co-host, and if you couldn't tell, he's a Raiders fan.
Hey, no Raider gear right now, though.
I mean, like, just like dip your head like that, just like that a little. Like, there's a Raider logo right behind you, like
Oh, other hand.
the shield. Yeah,
right
the
there.
shield.
Commitment to excellence.
Woo.
That was tough right there.
The podcast is committed to excellence too.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys dropping in to watch the Max and Juan cast once again. And we're getting into some draft prospects.
We're getting the hog mollies, the big boys, the offensive linemen, guards, centers, tackles. We all lumped it up.
And look, man, whoever don't appreciate linemen is going to skip over this video. Shame on you, dog. Because they're the most important position on the field other than quarterback.
I mean, we saw it in Super Bowl. When you don't block for your quarterback, what happens? Patrick
Look,
Mahomes
man,
almost gets decapitated.
You need the big boys, bro. You need the big boys. Probably except for Trent Brown. But
oh, come on. Too soon, right?
Oh, man.
How mad are you going to be that he gets his career back in like 6 months?
He is, because he is. I'm just waiting for it. I'm just waiting for the Patriots wanted up stealing this guy away from the Raiders. And I'm waiting for instead of the broadcast to be like Cam Newton and the New England Patriots, I'm just waiting for star tackle Trent Brown and the New England Patriots travel to the New York Jets. I'm just waiting for that. But that's besides that, because this lineman class is pretty good.
Before you really watched film, what was like your big takeaway, I guess, from film? Like, what did you go in with and what did you leave with?
Well, I went in thinking that my number one wasn't going to change just because we all know who number one is. And after watching it, it was fun, bro. Like I think it was really fun watching these guys, because one that jumped out, we got some absolute freaks, like athletic big dudes in this class.
I would have said the same thing about my top three. I didn't think my top three were going to change, but they kind of did, and it kind of changed one because we included everyone.
Yeah,
because like there's three tackles everyone's talking about. It's Slater, it's Darisaw, it's Penei Sewell.
Yeah,
those are the three guys. They're on all three of our list. The orders is probably different. We don't know each other's list. We haven't talked about it. But do you think last year's, like, would you say probably the best tackle class ever?
Arguably.
Is going to impact this one? Because look, everyone's always talked about for years, the whole narrative is college linemen, they come out, they don't know how to block shit.
Yeah.
They don't know, they can't block. They're unseasoned, they're unrefined. And we saw 4 good tackles in the first round. And we have Austin Jackson. He's okay. He's not like the other 4, like Thomas, Wills, Becton, and Wirfs. Now, my favorite last year was Becton. I think you were who? Who was your guy? Wills, right?
Wirfs. No, Wirfs.
Wirfs. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Those W's got me. I'm sorry. But Wirfs, he was an integral part of the... Like, I think Becton's better than Wills. But, I mean, Wills was
all of them were studs. To be honest, all of them had their in a way had a good season. Like, obviously Wirfs was the top dude. You know, he was on the most winningest team. They won the Super Bowl. He went to Tampa Bay. He played with Tom Brady. Like, obviously he got all the shine, and PFF's all over that dude's nuts. But Mekhi Becton, even a guy in Andrew Thomas in my position, late on in the season showed why these guys went so high and why this could be the best class of linemen that we've seen in the last 10 years. And this class is not far behind. I wouldn't say it's last year's, but we for damn sure got some freaks athletically. And number one, the top dude might be generational, in my opinion.
The top guy for me, I mean, we should probably just start with him, but the top guy for me would have been the top of last year, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. I would have had him one, and I would have had Becton, and then probably Wills.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, what was the order of the tackles last year? It was Thomas, Wills, Becton, Wirfs, right?
Yes.
Arguably, it's Wirfs, Becton, Wills, Thomas. Like, that's how good they are. Like, they flipped them, but it's all lumped up. And you don't see that a lot of times with tackles. Like, you see Greg Robinson come out. Like, me and you thought, how is Greg Robinson going to fail? It wasn't just me and you, it was everybody.
Yeah.
And the dude couldn't block me. For lack of a better word, like, I'm sorry, like he just wasn't good.
Yeah, he wasn't made out to be what he was supposed to. But I mean, even a class where Lermy Tunsil, like he was the consensus number one guy. And
well, I mean, I feel like there was other circumstances like a gas mask that kind of propelled his fall down the board. But yeah,
that was
right,
obvious.
He was the guy, and then he played guard his first year, and now he moved to left tackle, and now he became what, one of the biggest trade pieces of all time in the NFL's history.
Yeah, probably the most valued trade asset ever.
Single-handedly changed the future for two organizations.
Yeah, but look, man, you just said changing organizations. Let's get into it, bro, because I really do think these guys are going to change some organizations for the future.
Let's just start at one then, because we both have the same guy at number one. I'm sure.
But let's give out our list like we always do.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
So I'll say my list and then you say yours.
Okay.
So my first guy, obviously, Penei Sewell. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Penei Sewell. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
that was good.
Penei Sewell. Number 2, it is going to be Christian Darrisaw. Number 3, Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC. 4, Landon Dickerson, the center from Bama. And then we're going to top it all off with Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. Well, that's my list. Let's hear your list, Max.
I got Penei Sewell, number 1. 2, Landon Dickerson. 3, Christian Darrisaw. 4, Wyatt Davis from Ohio State. 5, Rashawn Slater.
My boy from Ohio State?
Yeah, Wyatt Davis.
Okay.
He's good, man. He's a mauler. That's why I got him in there.
Okay.
We're going to get into it.
Let's get Penei out of the way because he's consensus number 1 dude. I'm going to start it off. Pros. Fun as hell to watch. I think it was so fun to watch this dude on film. He, call him IHOP. He's always pancaking dudes. The best way to explain Penei, bully. That's the best word to describe him as a football player. He literally bullies the defender. He finishes his blocks. He's so sound as a tackle. He's a complete tackle. Great feet, great hands. Doesn't get too high. Obviously has IQ. Has a great kick start. He's the whole package, bro. He maybe the worst I can find for cons is obviously number 1, he didn't play this season. And number 2, maybe you can redefine his tools a touch. But I think he's as complete as it gets.
Well, all the pros you had, I'm with you 100%. I put athleticism. It's just raw athleticism. 6'5", 330, long-ass arms. You never see him get beat. He gave up 1 sack as a freshman. And that's okay. You can give up 1 sack.
Yeah.
Cons with you, didn't play 2020. That's a little scary. 2, I put the only thing that it's not a con. It's more like I wanted to see more blocking because Oregon's the biggest bullshit college offense I've ever seen.
To be fair,
some have to block people for 1 second.
Some NFL offenses already do that.
Yeah, so it's not
a la Baltimore.
I just wanted to see a little bit more blocking, maybe 3 seconds, but there's nothing there that scares me. Slam dunk, top 5 pick. He'd probably go higher if it wasn't 4 quarterbacks in the top 4 or 3 quarterbacks. And if he gets past the Bengals, what the fuck?
Exactly.
You got this guy named Joe Burrow who cannot be protected. You can't protect him for shit. You have a generational guy who's gonna be there 10 years
Yeah.
Like, this guy's all pro as a rookie potentially.
He's the best. I won't say this. I won't say he's better than Joe Thomas as a prospect, but he's the best prospect since Joe Thomas. I'm going to put it out there like that. I think this dude is slam dunk, bro. Like, he's a true blue chipper in this draft. In my opinion, there's only 3, maybe 4 on special occasions in the draft that are true blue chip guys, and he's one of them. And it's probably Trevor, him, and maybe Kyle Pitts. In my opinion, I think those are the 3 blue chip guys, and Panay's one of them, bro. Like, he's a generational type dude. I think he's gonna be a top 5 tackle in the league for years to come. Can't miss prospect.
What did you think of his ability to anchor? Like, it was not an issue for you.
I don't think anything with his technique or his strength, his arms, I don't think anything was a con. Like, anything was negative to the point where I have any red flags or any worry.
I mean, he's 20 years old. That's a pro in itself. This guy's got a lot more room to grow.
And he's nasty. Like, he has a nasty streak.
Yeah, he's not like a 23-year-old coming out who's been dominating like small kids. And I mean, that's kind of Landon Dickerson in a sense. But with Panay Sewell, it was just the best film, easily. Like, it's one, he's here, everyone else is like here, to me.
He was fun to watch. He was fun to watch, bro. He was really fun.
Of all the positions we've watched, and we've watched a good amount of the defense, this is my clear-cut number 1 guy. There's no room to say, oh, this guy's maybe number 2. No one's saying he's number 2. Like, this is number 1 guy, easily.
If Trevor Lawrence didn't exist, I think he goes 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think
maybe Zach Wilson.
Position. It's just so important. You know?
Exactly.
But this is next guy up. Like, he's going to be the first non-quarterback taken, I think.
Yes.
Unless Atlanta does something funky.
That's a better way to put it. And he's the best non-quarterback there. If a quarterback didn't exist into that picture of the first 2 picks or whatever, he'll be going number 1.
So let's move on to 2. Who's your second? It was Darisaw, right?
Darisaw, correct.
Okay, give me your pros for Darisaw.
Look, right off the bat, large human being. He's a fucking mammoth, bro. 34.5-inch arms. So he has long arms. Pass protection, elite. This dude is a pass protection assassin, dog. Like, he dominates in the pass game. Great feet. For a big dude, like I said, this dude's a mammoth. He's 320 plus pounds, and he can move very well. Yeah, 6'5".
Move like he's 6'5". Moves like he's 6'3".
If Panay didn't exist in this draft, he will be the best pass protector in this draft. I think it's actually close as far as that aspect. It's just that Darisaw's just not as complete as Panay. But as a pass protector, he's damn close. Heavy hands, the get off, great feet, and a great kick step. Cons. Obviously, he's not polished. And when I say polished, I'm saying as a complete dude in the run game. Even though they run the ball a lot there, he's not that good as a run blocker, in my opinion. It's not horrible, but it is a con. It is a problem. Weight can be an issue. He's a big dude. A lot of big guys like that. We're just talking about a guy like Trent Brown. It can be a problem. He can be one of those guys that can't really maintain his weight. That will be an issue for me. But you've seen guys like Orlando Brown, Trent Brown, big dudes that have had success in the league who didn't go high because these dudes are mammoths and huge, like, human beings. And people have a problem with that. But I'm not going to make that mistake. I think this guy's a surefire, at least top 15 pick in the draft. He's one of the best tackles, if not the best. He's my number 2, bro.
I'm going to say, I don't think you have to worry about the weight with him. He's not a mammoth like Trent Brown, Orlando Brown, Mekhi Becton. He was like that next tier of guys. He's 6'5", like you said, 330, 325, whatever it is. He's not like a mammoth. He's saying the word mammoth, like mammoth. He's not a...
You don't think so? Bro, he is large.
He's large, but he's not those guys. Those guys are like gigantic, like biggest tackles in the league type shit. Like, this dude's not the biggest tackle in the league. He's not in the... He's not in the grouping with them. He's not heavy-handed. I didn't see the heavy hands on film as much as I would have liked to. He doesn't kill people. I didn't see a big mean streak in him. I've seen where he's like, he's out the way. That's fine. We got the hole. But it's like, bro, I want you to bury the guy. I want you to kill him.
Run blocking is not the best. I would admit that.
Pass pro, he mirrors the guys excellent. They don't get to his body due to the long arms and shit. Mm-hmm. It was good film. I had him. It was close between him and Dickerson for me. I have Dickerson at 2. So I'm just looking through my notes. It just was good. It wasn't great, the film. I think it's not even close between him and Panay Sewell. He's gonna play tackle though, which is more important than Dickerson. Dickerson's gonna have to play guard or center.
Yeah.
If you want, I can touch on Dickerson for a quick minute because this is our first disagreement.
Yeah.
I thought he had amazing hands. Like, that's Alabama though, so it's kind of scary in a sense where it's like, oh, this guy's been coached up so well, he's got great hands. Like, we've seen Alabama guys come out and it's like, oh, look how good their hands are and stuff. And they get to the NFL, it's like, well, they don't have the physical tools.
Yeah.
But I love the technique, hands, like I said. Even when he loses, like the initial part of the battle, he recovers. Yeah. Great recovery. Big question mark is short arms. He's not going to be able to play tackle in the NFL. He moves well enough. I think he's strong enough. But I would worry about the pass rush just a little bit. It's not like he can get bowled over, but he doesn't really show it on film. Like, I've seen him get pushed back, but he doesn't get pushed back to the point where, oh shit, you lost that play.
Yeah.
But this ain't the NFL I'm talking about. He's not going against guys like Aaron Donald, Fletcher Coxes of the world.
Yeah.
Torn ACL, that's another big. It's a red flag, but it's a torn ACL. We know what it is in 2021. It's not 1980 where torn ACL is end of the career type shit.
I get you. I really do. Landon Dickerson, I had him at 4. Okay. To me, it comes down to being an elite guy. I don't think he's going to be bad at all. In my notes, I think he's the second best pro-ready guy in this class out of the linemen. I think he's a plug-and-play dude. Wherever you put him, he's going to succeed. Like, he's athletic. He's powerful, great feet, can move, has a nasty streak to him. He does
have a nasty streak. Yeah. He got that Bama, like Mahler type stuff to his game.
And you bring up Bama, he comes from the system. All right. That's the system out there in Bama. All right. He's pro ready. Like, he's ready to go. I don't have no problem with you at 2. I'm not gonna get at you like that. But yeah, like you said, the torn ACL, I don't think it's a problem either. That was honestly my only con of him. Was the ACL. Was the torn ACL. Well, I really don't think he has any cons to him. I don't think anything he does is elite.
It's just all good.
It's solid though. Yeah.
I think it's Pro Bowl guard first year type stuff.
Yeah.
He could potentially be an all pro. Like, he's not Quentin Nelson.
No.
But he's like a tier under Quentin Nelson. And I just knocked him because he's not a tackle. That's what I knocked him for. Because this is an O-Lineman ranking. Obviously, tackles are worth more than guards. And I know we've seen lately where people are going to say, oh, Quentin Nelson, it's good to have him because you go against Aaron Donald. But I mean, let's be real. There's not a lot of Aaron Donalds in football.
Yeah.
It's all the guys off the edge and stuff.
And Quentin Nelson was special.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the type. But I'm saying everyone's talking about, oh, you have to have 2 guards. You get that pressure up the middle. Well, you only got to worry about like Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Fletcher Cox. There's not a lot of amazing defensive tackles who pass rush. There's a lot of great run stuffers. You get guys like Danny Shelton and Dominican Sue at this point in his career. He's a good run stuffer, but he's not a guy who's going to get after the quarterback every play like Donald or even J.J. Watt in his prime.
Yeah. And let's move on to 3. This is where it starts to get a little bit of juicy for me and a lot of disagreements probably. Elijah Vera Tucker from USC.
I didn't even have him on the list.
Shout out to the Fight On, bro.
So let's touch on mine real quick. I just had Darisaw. We just went over it. It's good film. It's really good. He's the second best tackle in the class. That's not even an argument there. I'm just checking my notes to see if I missed anything. No, that's everything. So, okay, tell me why you have this guy on your list. I didn't have him on the list.
Look.
Hold on. Is he a tackle? Are you putting him at tackle or as a guard?
That's the question mark. That's the question mark. He might not be
tackle.
He might not be able to play tackle, but that's the only cons. A lot of people are gonna say, look, he has short ass arms. All bad. He has 32.5-inch arms. Like, they're super short, but this dude is a technician. He has technique to him. He has good feet, great base, packs a punch, athletic, can move in space, has good leverage. I think everything besides the physical traits, as far as being big, long arms, like all the physical attributes. Other than that,
sorry, go ahead.
Other than that, he's good to go, bro. Like, he's one of the best technique-wise tackles in this class.
Well, here's what I'm going to hit back at you at. Last year, we saw a guy in Becton go early. Big question mark was technique. Well, sometimes technique just don't matter when you're 6'8" and you just immovable object.
Yeah.
So this is my big thing. It's like, well, physical traits are important. And I wouldn't be talking about Penei Sewell if he didn't have traits. I want to talk about Landon Dickerson, Christian Darrisaw. That's why I didn't have him on here. I didn't see the traits of a guy who can be elite. He can be good, but I don't think he's better than anyone I have on my list. And when you're a guard and you don't have really good strength, it's tough because you're going to just see bull rush. Short arms too. It's scary because if guys get to his body, they're going to throw him around.
Yeah.
He's good. Like you said, technician. I just don't see him as good as people have him, I guess would be the best way. He's like an honorable mention on my list. There's NFL potential.
I just think he's a lot more polished than a lot of these guys on this list. As far as, you know, having that upside as far as against Landon Dickerson, because that's what I said. These guys above him, I just feel like can be elite, and I really do feel that way about Tucker. Like, he can be an all pro left tackle because he's so good, just technique wise.
Vehemently disagree. There's no way he can be an all pro tackle. All pro guard, I could potentially see that. Tackle, I don't think he's gonna play tackle in NFL. To me, he's guard all the way. The short arms are like the cherry on top. Without the great physical tools, I don't think he's got amazing feet. Like you said, good feet for a guard, not good feet for a tackle.
I don't know. That's going to be the wait and see. But look, maybe because he has that little bit of USC, I like him a little bit more. And USC produces some good ass linemen. But
name one.
Austin Jackson.
He's all right. Like I said, he's okay. That's another wait and see. We got to see. You gonna pull Matt Khalil out your ass?
Matt Khalil, Tyron Smith.
Years? Okay, that's a good one. I'll give you Tyrone Smith. That's it. I don't want to give you.
But look, Tucker probably is not going to go to a team that thinks your way. I guarantee you. The short arms, automatically they're going to take them off their board. Automatically.
Well, they would be smart too, in my opinion. It's just, look, let me make it seem like this guy doesn't suck. He's a good player to me. Second round pick all the way. But he doesn't suck. To me, he just sucks as a tackle.
Sucks as a tackle? That's kind of harsh. I just don't think he'll be good as tackle. As a guard, he'll be great. It's kind of like Jonah Williams. I don't think Jonah Williams is a good tackle. First problem is he can't stay healthy. Biggest concern. Yeah.
But he'd be a good guard. He'd be a really good guard. That's one thing I like about this class. Other than Dickerson's torn ACL, not a lot of injury concerns with any of these guys.
Yeah. Well, at number 4, obviously we went over him. Landon Dickerson. That's who I have at 4. Besides the injury concerns, like I said, I don't really have any cons about him. We already went over him. Who do you have at 4?
I got Wyatt Davis from Ohio State.
All right.
6'4", 320. He's a big guard. This dude is a mauler in the run game. Probably the second best run blocker in the draft. Third best. I'm sorry. Let me go third best. It's like splitting hairs with Landon Dickerson, in my opinion. Heavy hands. Really heavy hands. Yeah. He finishes off blocks. He has that mean streak. He's got the great play strength. He's got the pro ready. Like, you look at this guy, you're like, oh, shit, he's a guard. Like, there's no debate. Like, no one's ever going to mistake him for a tackle.
Yeah.
He actually has good length for a guard, and he gets off the ball quick, which I like. I like the punch, too, aspect of it. Cons, struggles against speed. Because he's like a big, he's like a hulking presence. Like, you remember when you used to see Kelechi Osemele struggle with speed a little bit?
Yeah.
That's what I saw in him. Uh, he's really raw. He's coming out of Ohio State. It's a bullshit college offense. They don't pick up blitz as well. They're not good at dealing with stunts. That was my big cons of him. This guy needs to be coached up a little. But I see all the physical tools. I see all the potential to be a first round, not a first round, excuse me, to be a good guard in the NFL. He's a second round pick. You can't take this guy in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Man, I watched some film on him. I didn't see it. I didn't really see it. I seen the nastiness of him, but to me, I don't think he has any elite traits compared to these guys. He's definitely
the strength's elite, the run block's elite.
To me, if you're big and you're a lineman, bro, like it's not that hard to be a good run blocker. That's my opinion.
Well, that's the truth. How come they're all big?
I mean, yeah, but to be honest, that's what teams, fear is a guy who can't really. It's all about the pass blocking. That's why, like, the athleticism, the arms are such a big, like, pro or con, like a make it or break it. It's all about the athleticism and being able to handle your own and passing downs. The run blocking, to a sense, like, yeah, it's there. Like, yeah, you need it. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a make it or break it. Like, you don't see guys who are, there's only a few of them in the NFL who are just absolute elite guys that are known for being run maulers. You get what I'm saying? Usually,
I get it.
Most of the time, a guy that's a run blocking, like just dude, just that's all he has. It's gonna be super rare because most of the time he's good in pass blocking. Like a guy that I can see is like Roger Saffold. I think he's a guy who's known for being like a mauler in the run game, but at the same time, he's still good as a pass blocker. Like he's not horrible. He's not a one-trick pony.
I'm going to say Phil Lodeholt right now. I was going to say, wow, Davis is Phil Lodeholt from OU back in the day. Talk about run blocking specialist.
Man.
I'll add one more thing to this before we move on to Rashawn Slater, who was both of our number 5s. It's hard to evaluate someone in this offense. It's bullshit, man. It's quick screens. You have to block for a second, get out in space. And I will say this, Ohio State has a good track record of producing good linemen. I know we shouldn't go out the track record of always because, when was the last time Alabama had a good O-Lineman who's been really good? That wasn't a center.
Chance Warmack?
Chance Warmack, he wasn't that good as a guard. DJ Fluker, another type of guy.
Jedrick Wills?
So that's what I'm saying. What'd you say?
Jedrick Wills?
Jedrick Wills, yeah. I'm just saying you can't base it all off like the school's history because every player's different. It's like if you're going to punish an Alabama corner because of D. Milner. Like, that's stupid to me.
Mm. So let's get into 5. Let's get on Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. Tell me some of his physical tools.
There wasn't a lot. He's good against the speed rush. He's a good athlete, quick feet. The play strength scared me. Arm length was even scarier. It was bad. He's got really short arms to be attacked. We talked about Landon Dickerson having short arms, or who was the other guy we talked about? We talked about Penei Sewell having great arms. This guy's like the antithesis of that.
Yeah.
It's bad. And if you're going to play tackle, you need to have length. I'm sorry to say. It's like quarterbacks. I know people are going to say hand size doesn't matter. It does matter a little bit.
I don't think so. No.
I'm going to go with it. I'm going to push back here. I know they're going to say Patrick Mahomes, that's smart. Well, all the small hand quarterbacks, you got to be able to hold on to the ball. It matters. Hand size does matter.
Bullshit.
I think it's overblown a little bit, but hand size does matter a little bit.
I'm sorry. If a guy is fucking good at throwing the ball, he has a good deep ball, he knows how to read defenses, he's the full package, but he has small hands. Like, you're going to tell me that?
No, it's like a small part of the package. It's not like, if like Patrick Mahomes had like 5-inch hands, I'd still draft him. It's not like that. I'm just saying it plays into my evaluation a little bit. Like if you found out Tom Brady had 6-inch hands coming out of college, it'd be like, oh shit, why are we going to touch this guy?
It's a little bit. A little bit.
That's what I'm saying about arm length. It matters too. Arm length matters. Like size matters. Size is a skill.
Okay, if you had to put it down to a percent out of 100, what's the percent that the arm length comes into play?
I'd say for a tackle, like 35 to 40%.
Really?
Matters. Yeah, maybe 30. Let's go with 30, just a round number. 30% it matters.
Okay. I'm gonna say
you got
about
little
20.
stubby arms, they're just gonna bull rush your ass all day.
Yeah, but if you have good hand placement and you know what the fuck you're doing, like that's not gonna matter.
Well, I'm saying when you put arm strength with like questionable play strength, it's a worrisome combo. It don't matter. You can stay in front of the guy. He's just gonna run your ass over.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, big hands are gonna help you as a receiver, but is it gonna be a make it or break it from you being an all pro? Like, I don't think so. Or even a guy running slow. Like, is that gonna be the difference maker of him being good? Like, no.
It's like Richard Sherman, right? He ran a slow 40. People are gonna say he's an amazing quarter. In fucking zone, he can't play man to man for shit. He gonna get run by every time. Being fast at some position matters. There's a reason they draft guys in the top 10 who are fast. It typically ends up mattering. It's the same reason I knocked Najee Harris. You can't fucking bounce an 80-yard run. You're a slow ass running back. It's important. It's important for some positions.
Does that make you bad though?
It doesn't make you bad, but it doesn't make you as good as other running backs. Like you talk about the best running backs of all time. Barry Sanders, he was fast. Walter Payton, fast. Name a slow running back.
Well, yeah, if you're trying to draft a guy that's being an all-time great, yeah, but from him being a good player, like if you have other shit like technique-wise, you're gonna wind up being good. Like, how do you explain Jerry Rice then?
Jerry Rice was like, he wasn't slow, he wasn't fast. He was like just the perfect speed, I would say. And it was like agility was out the roof. Like he never slowed down when he ran routes. So like if you're going to take a receiver and he's not fast, like you said, you have to make up for it somehow. But there's like a baseline. There's a baseline speed. You can't draft no receiver that runs 4.8.
Yeah, okay, maybe. Yeah, of course there is gonna be a baseline. I get that. Like you're not gonna draft a fucking receiver that is slow as shit that runs like a 5'9". Like obviously
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, obviously. Okay, yeah. If you want to talk about the floor, yeah, obviously. But if you go into the averages on what's slow and what's fast, like let's say like with a corner, if he runs a 4.6, correct?
Yeah.
Scary. I don't think but if he goes to the right scheme, the right system, and he is technique wise very good and very polished, he knows how to use other things to make up for that speed. Like, yeah, that guy is still good. Like, that's the thing. Like, Josh Norman was never the fastest dude, but yeah, he was in the right scheme and he used his. I would imagine it as a tool belt. Like, all the tools on his tool belt, he used very well. Like, he was a good presser.
But, like, he just had a hammer. He didn't have, like, a saw. He didn't have a measuring tape. He didn't have a screwdriver. That fool had one tool. That's what it's. There's a difference between Patrick Peterson. Well, back in the day, obviously not now. But there's a difference between Pat Pete and Josh Norman. Josh Norman, when he went to Washington, it's like, oh, we need you to play man. The guy can't play man. It matters. At some point, this shit matters. You have to be able to do it all if you're going to be a great player. Rashawn Slater, can he be good? Sure. But you're not drafting a guy in the first round to be good. You're drafting him to be great. In the third and fourth round, you're like, oh, if we get a good player, we're thrilled.
Yeah. Well, let's go into the cons besides short arms. Because
play strength, I had those are my two biggest things: anchoring, play strength.
Yeah, super raw.
Arm length.
Yeah, super raw. He gets overpowered sometimes. One thing that popped out right away: he plays so high, very very high, bro. He does not have good pad level at all. One thing that's going for this dude is last season when Chase Young was actually in college football, he had a great game against him, technically. But I rewatched that game, and there was not many true dropbacks from the quarterback, in my opinion. So I wouldn't say in a sense that Rashawn Slater dominated Chase Young.
That's bullshit. I don't think he dominated him either. And I'll say this. If you're going against a speed guy, if he's going against a speed guy, he's great. He's really good against speed. But if it's like speed to power, like if Khalil Mack lined up, he's going to toss him.
Yeah, he's going to destroy him. Especially playing that high. That boy's going to get forklifted.
Yeah. And he's I have this 6'3", 306 is what I found for listed weight.
Yeah.
That's a little small. It's a little small if you're going to play tackle. It's small if you're going to play anywhere these days. Maybe center, he gets away with it.
But you do see some good. Like
there's good. I know I sound really negative on the guy. But I have him as my top 5 tackle, so people or top 5 linemen. So people are gonna say you fucking hate him. Well, I have him top 5. How much could I hate him?
Exactly.
I'm just really worried about play strength and length. If they move him to guard, I think he'll be really good. I think he'll be a really good guard.
Yeah.
I have 3 guards and 2 tackles on my list, in my opinion.
Well, that does it for that. Let's go over honorable mentions real quick. I had Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State. Athlete. Just like almost all these guys. Like most of these guys are just athletes, bro. Like for me, he just he wasn't I didn't see the potential as far as like all these other guys to be like a Pro Bowl guy. And that doesn't mean Tevin Jenkins is gonna be bad. I just don't think he's better than any of these guys on this list that I had.
I saw like a serviceable guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if he's like he'll be like an 8-year pro, starting guard, never great, never bad.
Yeah.
It's like you're good. You're good with that. Got Deontay Brown from Alabama, another guy. There was this tackle I watched, Walker Little. He was like the number 1 prospect, I think. I like to look at guys who have like really good pedigrees.
Yeah.
He hasn't played football in like 2.5 years, and he's been banged up. I've watched some of the film. I was impressed with it. But there's just too many question marks. That's all I'll say. Too many question marks to consider him, but it wasn't bad film.
Well, guys, that's going to do it for offensive linemen. This was fun. It was fun because it was a fun class to watch, especially Panay.
The number 1 guy was the best, and I wish there was more guys in that tier. Like last year was 4 tackles. Which one's going first?
Yeah.
This one, it's Panay Sewell. It's Panay Sewell. No, exactly. No discussion.
But there goes offense for you guys. We just did the big boys. But we hope you guys are enjoying this series, man. We're going to be getting into some defense. All right, we're going to be doing some defensive guys. That's going to be fun because I really do feel like Max's opinion on defensive guys is kind of out there. So we'll see.
What? How? Because I like fast cornerbacks?
Because of a lot of things. We'll let them wait, okay? We'll get into it.
What have I said crazy about defensive guys?
We'll talk about it in defensive guys, all right? I don't want to get you riled up, all right? I just wanted to get
flummoxed. I'm genuinely flummoxed. What did I say? I just said I like a fast cornerback. I don't like a guy who runs 4.6.
It's going to be debatable in the next one, all right? But look, I appreciate you guys watching. All right, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, turn on post notifications, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That is at Max_JuanCast. Anything else?
Just smash that like button. The same way Panay Sewell just smashes defensive tackles, defensive linemen. Whoever's in front of him, he's going to smash. Destroy them. Pancake, IHOP, like one calls them, Mr. IHOP. Whatever. Get it done.
All right, man. Well, my name is Juan. Thank you for watching the Max and Juan cast. I'm out, bro.
Man, I'll see you later, bro.